What is up, everybody? Bleeding Blue Podcast, episode 8-7, in honor of the great Sidney Crosby, as we all know and love. Of course. Let's just get right into it. What a day we had yesterday in terms of sports, especially Toronto sports. Blue Jays won. Our great and faithful Leafs won, and even the Raptors won yesterday. So no complaints, no complaints whatsoever. So
Yeah, the Raptors aren't really discussed on this podcast
no,
because they're not the best team right now. Um, and we're not really big basketball fans. So,
no, we're not.
and they're not part of the bleeding blue, you know,
Bleeding red,
section.
but yeah.
Yeah, we'd have to add the red if we wanted to talk about them, but um no, I know it's great. Like you mentioned, great day. Great day yesterday. Let's talk about the Leafs first. I think the Leafs win was uh easily the most important win
I think it was a good
yesterday.
2 days. I think that's kind of the best outcome situation. Honestly, going 1-1 because that keeps the Florida Panthers kind of in third place still, solidifies them as going to be third place and not in the wild card, which we don't want. We don't want the Panthers. We really, even the Sens are a scary team still because we haven't beat them this year. So um, again, things change in the playoffs. But no, it was a great win, especially last night. I was really happy with the outcome. Matthew Nyes, MVP, is about to score 30 goals this season. Mitch Marner's at 97. He's 100% getting 100 points this year. I think they're on pace to get 50 wins, and that's a great season right there. 50 wins, very, 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 very satisfying.
Yeah, definitely. I think you're right about that 1-1 idea because I definitely do not want to play Florida in the first round. I don't think anyone wants to play Florida in the first round, even though they're not,
They've
points
been in the
wise, they're
playoffs
not up
though.
there.
The last 2 years, they won a Stanley Cup last year, and then the year
And
before
they
they
made
went
it to the final.
made
Yep.
it to the final. They know how to play in they know how to play in the playoffs, and
And Kachuk's coming back. He's going to be coming back for the playoffs, which
yeah.
is a complete loophole in the system, which needs to be fixed this offseason. The LTIR leaving cap space for teams to sign players during the trade deadline, which is complete bullshit, which has to be fixed. Vegas has been doing that for years. Tampa's been doing that for years. It needs to be done. It needs to be dealt with. It's complete bullshit. But it was a great win on yesterday against Tampa. Tampa's really good too. Like they're no slouch either. But I'd much rather play Ottawa in the first round due to the fact that Ottawa does not have most of the players on that team do not have playoff experience. They haven't been in the playoffs since I think 2017, which is 7, 8 years. So definitely would much rather play them. Florida is easy. I think they're easily the scariest team in the league right now to play in the playoffs. No doubt about it. Um, I think, right up there with them is Dallas and Colorado. I think on the Western side, but I think on the Eastern Conference, definitely Florida. But like you mentioned, Nyes, fantastic game yesterday with the hat trick. If he completed that pass to Riley, if that was Matthews receiving that pass instead of Riley in
Yeah.
overtime, you see that between the legs pass, that was
Yeah.
insane. If that's Matthews, that's probably a goal. But nonetheless, great. The boys are playing, they're playing really good right now. I wanted to mention Morgan Riley from last night's game. I thought he played great. He had the most blocks he's ever had in a game, most block shots. He was all over the ice too in terms of defending.
Yeah.
Played some great defense on the penalty kill. The rest were shady last night. There was a couple of missed calls, like that one call where they thought we got Robertson on a cross checking, but they gave it to McMahon instead of the guy on Tampa. So and that was what led to the third goal Tampa scored, which was complete bullshit. Uh, that was horrible reffing. That has to be fixed as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully those guys don't ref another Leaf game. But yeah, it was really bad reffing, but I think the boys are playing great. The Florida game was tough. You knew Florida was going to be coming out hard because we
They're a
just
good
beat
team,
them the
man.
week
They're a good
before,
team.
and they're a good team. 3-1. I was expecting it to be a blowout, honestly. Like I thought Florida would blow us out, but The boys played pretty close throughout. It's just that the Leafs couldn't get anything going in in the second and third period. Florida was just all over them. And then I'd say like we can mention the Columbus game, but there's not really much to talk about. It was just, the Leafs destroying them. Like it was a pretty easy win. Like Columbus was not in it at all
Yeah,
at
I
any
know
point in
their
the
their
game.
their season has been done. Like I actually no,
No,
they're
no,
pretty.
no. They
No,
no,
yeah, you're
they're
right. You're right.
close. They had a chance. They definitely have a they kind of
Now
do still have
now
a
it's
chance, but
now
now
it's
it's out
fading.
of it because, as we mentioned with Montreal last week, they're still winning games. Like they're definitely gonna they need a couple more wins, I think, Montreal, and then they are one or two wins or something, and
Yeah,
they get the play and they're in the playoffs. So I mean, props to them, but yeah, Columbus definitely had a chance to make it to the playoffs, and I think that game on Saturday was the indicator that they
yeah,
either gave up or they don't have the juice anymore to keep going. Uh, so yeah, that was a nice little beat down. I knew that would have been the win, like the specific like I knew that would have been a win this week. The Tampa and Florida game, I think that was a good trade-off. It was good that we beat Tampa instead of Florida, I think. I think you're right about that. But yeah, great performances all around. I thought Marner's still playing great. Tavares is still playing great.
yeah.
Uh, Obviously defense is playing great. Tanev great. Riley great. Carlo great. The only problem is that fourth line is just I wish was doing a little bit more offensively
Fourth
because I
line,
think a lot.
fourth
I
line.
know it's the fourth line, but I when you talk about a Stanley Cup winning team, you gotta expect
Depth.
your all four lines to be participating on the offense.
Yeah,
Whenever I think of, teams like Chicago who won those three cups in 6 years, I always think of the Bickle, Brian Bickle, Bolin, those guys who were scoring clutch goals, in the final, not like the big guys like Kane who you expect to score.
yeah,
You have to expect third and fourth line guys to be participating in the offense. I
yeah.
just hope those guys are, ready for the playoffs and especially Lawton because Lawton we brought in from the trade deadline, and I'm going to be honest, he's offensively he has done
No, yeah.
nothing. So I'm
They
kind of
wasn't he was
scared for
healthy
him.
scratch the last couple games, right?
No, no, he played. He played.
Oh,
He
okay.
played. That was Robertson, but Robertson's playing. Robertson had a great game.
Yeah.
Robertson the last couple of games he's been playing great. So yeah, like Robertson, Domi's a problem. That guy's a problem right now. He was put on the power play one time yesterday. 10 seconds in, he gives up a penalty and goes right to the box. So he's a problem. Lawton's a problem. The rest of the other guys, yeah, they're doing their thing, but um, those two guys need to step it up in the playoffs, or else we're not going to go deep.
Yeah.
Let's be real. We need everyone firing on all cylinders in terms of the offense if we want to progress. So but no complaints other than that. This team
Good
is
team,
definitely a
man.
division winning team.
It's when was the
I'm
last time
not
they won the
sure.
division?
Well, they won the North Division in the COVID year when it was all the Canadian teams in one division. They won that uh division, but I can't remember the
Yeah,
last
like
time the Leafs
that's
won.
do we even count that? I guess you can, but like because again, like that the Canadian division is way different than the way different than it.
2000,
Oh,
2000.
yeah, that's a long time ago,
So
man.
it's been 25 years.
Yeah.
So
And sorry, as I
it's
was saying, like, yeah, the Canadian division is much different than what the division we play in with Tampa, Florida, Boston. Boston's not been great this year. Who else is in our division? Carolina? No, not Carolina. Ottawa.
Buffalo,
Yeah,
Montreal,
yeah. Like that's a good team.
Detroit.
Those are good teams. So,
The
but
the
anyway,
funny fun fact, the
okay.
Leafs have only won their division 6 times,
Wow,
and four of them were in the 1930s, and then 2000, and then 2020, if you count the COVID year.
interesting.
So only 6 times, which is pretty crazy for the amount of cups they have. They've only won it 6 times.
Wow,
Zero presidents, zero presidents trophies too. They have not. They have never had the best record in the NHL,
it's
which is
crazy.
pretty crazy. So there you go. Fun fact.
Interesting. All right, shall we talk about some ball?
Other ball, yes. Baseball.
It's baseball. Um, don't look now. Who's first in the division? Actually,
Well,
wait,
I
wait, wait,
don't
wait, wait.
know.
Before we even start there.
Let's talk about that first series with the Mets before we
No, I
start
think before
praising
we
this
talk
team.
about that, um, Vladimir
Oh,
Guerrero
yes, yes,
Jr.
yes.
He's a fucking Blue Jay for life. He's a Blue Jay for goddamn life. Let's hear your thoughts before I spiel.
It's great. I love that. I just think 14 years is a little crazy.
Means he's gonna be a Blue Jay
We're
forever.
pay 14 years. Like I don't think uh I don't know. I don't know. They brought it down to 500, which is good. I'm happy they did do that. So it's not like, we're taking out, loads of fucking money for this guy. But at the same time, like 14 years is uh pretty crazy.
Yeah,
So
it's not the Soto deal. Like it's not 765, which is
it's still the fourth biggest contract in MLB
I think
history.
it's actually the third biggest. Yeah,
Oh no, you're right. It is
it
third.
is.
Yes.
It's
I was
behind.
thinking of Lindor, was it Lindor and Mookie? I think he's behind, and then it's just Otani and
No,
Soto.
so what it is, it's Soto first, Otani second, then Vladdy, then Trout, and then I think I'm then Harper maybe. I'm not 100% sure. It could be Mookie also. It could be also Mookie.
Hmm, okay.
But yeah, I mean insane, bro. Insane deal. I was so happy. I mean, I knew it was coming kind of. Like there was just so many rumors like coming around that were saying like they're close, the Jays are close. And he signed. He signed with the Jays and everyone thought, they're not going to sign Vladdy. He had his deadline, but they were still chatting and 500 mil, no deferrals, a 365 mil signing bonus, which is weird. I don't really get that, but it is what it
That's
is.
crazy. That's what I was going to comment on. That signing bonus is fucking wild.
Yeah. So, it's
So
very exciting.
technically his contract's only like 250, or is that
No,
additional to the 500?
so it's yeah, it kind of is. Like if you look, so it's um each year he's getting, like the 16 mil, 17 mil, something like that. And then there's also the signing bonus along with that. I don't know if that's through deferrals or that comes all at the end of his contract. I'm really not sure.
No,
But
I think it's got to be divvied up. There's no
yeah,
way he's getting 350 at the end.
no, yeah, yeah,
I
you're
don't
right.
think that
There's
really
got to
makes
be some.
sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly, but I'm happy that he's a Blue Jay for life. That's all I really care. I don't care about the money. I
Right.
really don't. Like that's my personal. It's like Ed Rogers is a billionaire. Like he's this organization that runs the Blue Jays are have lots and lots of money. I'm not complaining. I'm happy with the deal. I'll go and sign Bo Bichette to a long-term contract, and this just reiterates that Jays are going to be um, competitive for a long time to come. Hopefully, Vladdy wants a ring. That's his one main goal is to bring a ring to Toronto. And boy, like that's you just remember that time. You think about that taste we got in 2015, 2016. Now imagine that for a ring, getting a ring.
Well, he's got to win a playoff game first before he can talk about winning rings. You know what I mean? So
I guess, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I know what you mean, but like, it's also
he's played,
you
no,
should
not
aim
four.
for getting a playoff win. No player wants to aim for getting a playoff win. They want to aim
Well,
for.
he's got to get there first before we're talking about winning rings. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. I actually don't know what you mean. I think you should always aim for to get. You shouldn't aim to get a
Well, he's
playoff win. That's
obviously
not
not
a
going to
winner
say
does.
that. He's not going to say that, obviously, but I'm just saying, in their mind, they better be thinking about let's just get to the playoffs first with this team
Yeah.
and let's win a game before we, think about winning a championship. You know what I mean? I
Yep.
mean, right now the team looks pretty good. 8-5. That series against the Mets was not fun. That was not a fun watch. Just bats in general were not clicking.
They were.
Uh, the
Yeah. I
pitching,
mean,
pitching on the other hand is great.
oh,
That
they
was
were
really good
great.
because the games were low scoring in that series. So that's a good thing to take out of it. But the bats are not there right now. Like Santander is not hitting well. Um,
I'm still not worried about Santander. He's a notorious slow starter. And that's
Okay.
been reiterated a ton by this team. However, it does need to start getting going. He does need to start get going. Um, right now, like other players like Vladdy and Bo both hitting like 290 right now, which is really good. That's like that's in and around where I think they're going to end their seasons, like or hitting that around like 290, which is
Mhm.
awesome. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's I'm happy with the way the team's playing right now. That series, I think it comes down to pitching and the pitching they're facing, and just the Mets are just I think they're just a better team than the Jays are. Honestly, they have more star
Yeah,
players.
I think so. I think so. But you think it would have been nice to get one out of that series.
Yeah, you're
There
right.
were close
One and
games.
two would have been great. Again, I mean, you completely made that up by winning three in a row against the Red Sox. So it's like no harm, no
Right.
foul. It still would have been nice to get another win, and we're first in the division. So I mean, you can complain all you can, yeah. It's like hard to say how much you can really complain.
And right now, while we're recording, it's the Thursday. Jays are up 2-1, bottom of the
Yeah.
seventh.
So if
So,
they get the complete sweep, then they're better than they were at the end of the series against the Mets. So that's
right.
great. They're a good team. I'm not sure if this is going to they like Santander really needs to get it going. If this is you want to see a complete team with Santander, hitting well, Vladdy hitting bombs. Like the top three in the order still has not hit a home run between Bo, Vladdy, and out. Oh my! Oh, sorry. I'm watching the game right now. I think they just threw out a
Come on,
run.
man, focus.
Sorry. But anyway, yeah, those they haven't hit a home run. They haven't hit a home run, which is crazy. So, it's sad to see. But I think they're just gonna get it going. There's gonna be a series against the Orioles. I'm ready for it. I think it's gonna be good. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's
They're
what I.
struggling right now. Baltimore's struggling, and that's
I know you
shocking
got
to
to take
see.
advantage of that. They've also got injured players. They don't have the guys like
I
Gunnar
thought Gunnar
Henderson.
Henderson was coming back soon. I thought he
Um,
was already back.
no, he's not.
Oh, okay. All right.
So yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, you got to take advantage of that series. If you're going into that series, you got to go 2-1. That's my idea on it. So you got to go two and
Okay.
one
All
against.
right. And then so they got, so you say 2-1 against the Orioles. And then we have a series against the struggling Atlanta Braves at home. That should be pretty good, I think.
No man, I can just see the Jays getting swept. I don't know why.
No, not at home. They're
I
not gonna
don't
get
know,
swept at
man.
home.
It's
Why
so
why
it's
do you
so
say why
up
do you
and
say
down
that?
though.
Why do you say that?
It's like okay, I just don't know. It's too early to tell how this team is gonna do. I'm gonna hope that they win the series against the Orioles, a struggling team. At least win one game. That would be great. But I just don't know. I just don't know. So I'd say against the Orioles, 2-1. I want to go, and then after
Okay.
that, it's gonna be. Let me think. The against the Braves, I think 1-2. That's a series loss.
That's pretty negative, dude. It's pretty negative.
So
Coming back from
what
a
do you
good
what do you
from a good
say?
away stand, I say 2-1 both series. So they go four
Great.
and two.
Let's take a look at their road trip, like what games they have coming up. What's the team
The
after?
Jays,
Yeah, the Jays after the
they're home for the Mariners, which we'll cover next week, and
yeah.
then they're in Houston, and then in New York,
Hmm. Okay.
and then they're back at home for Red Sox and Guardians.
Interesting. Yeah, so they're away against the Astros. The month of April is pretty I don't
They
know.
said they have a really like I heard they have like a really tough beginning of the season.
I
The
would
Jays.
say, yeah, I would say April's pretty tough. Just any AL East team is a hard team to face. I do, however, like that we in the first month we're we've gotten the first two series against the Red Sox and the Orioles out of the way against AL East teams. So right now, the Red Sox, we already have an advantage on them by, winning the first three games. Hopefully, I'm not going to say anything about the fourth game. I don't want to jinx anything. But yeah, it's a very, very positive for the Jays. That's what
Mhm.
it's looking like. So just pitching has been great. You that's the big difference is like when you have good pitching, it's really important. It's like really, really good for a team. Just makes all the difference. And we can compare that to last year. Good pitching, good defense, which we've had and you don't even have Barshow back, man. Like so, and that's another fact you have to consider. Barshow's not back yet. Eric Swanson's not back. And then our bullpen has been fucking lights out. Jeff Hoffman
Mhm.
last night. I don't know if
Really
you.
good.
I don't know if you were watching. 2 innings, three punchies, something like that, and shut the fucking door down. Like in the 10th inning with a runner on with like
Yeah.
they had the chance to blow it. Runner on second, he shut the fucking door. Jeff Hoffman. You look at that deal with the trade off kind of with Jordan Romano to the Phillies, and then Phillies send over Jeff Hoffman. Man, that
Yep.
is looking
What did I
really good.
say? What did I say first week? I said best reliever, Jeff Hoffman.
No, it's a great call. You made a great call on that. So I got nothing to
I really
say.
like this guy, man. I really like this guy.
No, he's a
He looks
dog out
really
there. He's
good.
just the other thing, he's just not wild. Like, some real like, you the thing you get with a lot of like back end like closing relievers, you have that issue with they're just fucking wild and they have so much velo. Like you think of Aroldis Chapman, it's like sometimes you don't know what the fuck you're gonna get. He's gonna hit three guys in a row. He's gonna walk the house. Edwin Diaz is the same way. Edwin Diaz, he's got lights out electric stuff, but you have to worry about the walks, man. And he's a guy I think about. And then Jordan Romano was like that last year. So, well, and the years before, he's just wild and you don't know what you're gonna get. He's just so antsy. You need guys that are cool, calm, and collective that are just going to get the fucking outs. They're not.
Right.
They've got cold
I
veins,
think Yimmy, I
ice in their
think
veins.
Yimmy's similar to that too, like who you mentioned would be a good reliever. I think Yimmy's not really he's not really the type of guy to get antsy, I don't
No,
think.
get ahead of himself and get emotional. He's just you got to have ice cold veins. That's the way it's
Right.
got to be. You just got
Yep.
to be calm, cool, and relaxed, and not worried. And then after that, you can fucking scream at the fucking opposing bench because you fucking you struck him out. And like Jeff Hoffman has every right to do that. Like after I love seeing that energy that players have, especially like after they have a big strikeout. Like Jeff Hoffman, runner on second or runner on third, sorry, 2 outs gets him to pop out. No, struck out. Fucking, he's like pumping his fist. He's like making yeah, it was awesome. So I love that. Jeff Hoffman, he's just not fucking crazy. He's gonna throw you strikes. He's gonna throw you a nasty changeup. He's gonna throw you a nasty slider. And I love it. So good for him. And Nick Sandlin
Yeah.
had most. If I would do yourself a favor,
Mhm.
go watch him close out the game, get the save in the bottom of the 11th. Just watch his stuff. It's filthy. Like the movement on his pitches are just
Mhm.
disgusting. It was great, great coaching all around. That's the other thing I'd say. Like, um, John Schneider did a great job coaching that game. That was a close game, really, really gritty win last night, 2-1. Like that, those are the tough wins. Like
We
that,
not we got to mention Gosman too. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Gosman was fantastic
And
as
also
well.
leaving him in there too, like not taking him out, leaving him into the
Yeah, finally
that way you
Schneider leaving Gosman in at the right time, you know what I mean?
yeah, man, and that gives you more stability in the bullpen. It's much more positive in terms of you can leave guys in there and you're not wasting your bullpen. Gosman went 8 innings and they only had to use two relievers last night. In an 11 inning game. You got Hoffman going 2 innings, and then Sandlin with three, or with 1 inning. And oh my gosh, like, and he's also available. Nick Sandlin will be available again today because he had such a quick outing last night. So
Right.
it's just those little things are what allows you to be good for the next game, and then the next game, and the next game, and that's the whole game of baseball because it's 162 games. It's a long season. It's a grind. So um, yeah, man, that's what I have to say about that. Only positive things for now. Santander is gonna get it going, I'm sure. He better sign a fucking 5-year contract. He better get it going.
Right. Vladdy's got to start. I mean, I can't complain about Vladdy because he had a good game yesterday, but he's just got to get the long ball going. He's got to get a homer, you know. He's
Yeah,
got to get something like that going, you know what I mean? So that's my only complaint for him, but We'll see. We'll see how it
Yeah,
goes.
he's a home run hitter, but again, like if I'm not gonna like be too hard if you the average isn't like if he's hitting balls hard, the home runs are just gonna come. They're just gonna naturally come. So I thought he would hit a home run this series, but he has the off day today. He just pinch ran, actually got the RBI to take the lead, which is great. Um, oh Jesus, Santander. Ugh,
Let's go. Come on.
sorry.
We're doing a podcast right here.
Yeah, but anyway, it was yeah, it's Blue Jays doing a good job. I'm happy with them. But yeah. Anything else you have to say?
But the Jays, no, no. You basically said everything.
Right. All right, shall we move on? Anything else you have to talk about? Bills? Nothing.
Yes, we have to talk about the best weekend in sports, and that is Masters weekend. I peeped the hat. This is from Augusta at the course. Family member of mine actually went there a few years ago to watch. It was the year Tiger won when he was like 45, which is really cool. So my dream is to go there. That's like one of my dream like sporting events to go to, which is it's basically impossible to get into. If anyone knows about Masters and like on the waiting, there's obviously a waiting list to put your name in for the lottery, and then you get like a thing in the mail. It's awesome. But yeah, nonetheless, this week our top five is Masters related. It's not really a top five, but it's like something similar to it. It's like a choose your own type thing. I think we've done this before with something else. I can't remember.
I think we
Yeah,
did it with the last match.
it was like did we? Did we do the No, we didn't. We didn't. We didn't do the Masters. We didn't do anything Masters related
Oh,
uh last year. But um we did like the play like pick your lineup. Like, pick your hockey lineup, pick your baseball lineup. I remember us doing that at the beginning of our top five thing. But this week we are picking our Masters dinner. So the thing is with the Masters is that the past champion the next year, the year after, there's this thing called the Masters dinner. So before the tournament, the winner of the last Masters, they pick their own dinner menu for the night, and then all the past winners of the Masters, they all come together and they have dinner together with the menu that the past champion chose. So what we're doing is we're kind of playing off that, and we're just picking our own. It's basically like our own ideal dinner, that we would make for, family, friends, whatever. Or if you've won a prestigious golf tournament and go to the probably the most exclusive dinner of all dinners, um, you pick your menu. So, uh, and the funny thing is, I heard about this actually this week. I just found out that the player who makes the menu has to pay for it, which is pretty crazy. So, I mean, they have the money for it because they won the Masters, but
that is
I think that's pretty
wild.
wild.
I'm trying to think
That's
of
pretty
this.
crazy.
What do I think about that? Yeah, that's
Well,
interesting.
golfers, I mean, if you're a good golfer, you have
I mean,
lots
if
of
you
money, so you
what's the
don't have to
winning?
worry about
What's
that.
how much money do you win if you win the Masters?
3.5 million.
Okay, they can afford it. They're fine.
Yeah. And yeah, usually the golfers who win the Masters, they have a decent amount of cash with them. Um, so basically how this was going to work is just we have like an appetizer, entree, and dessert. So I gave Ryan's new to like the golf, like the Masters stuff. So I kind of gave him a few past Masters dinners
Yeah.
just to give him an idea of what the menu would look like. Um, I just wanted to mention one of the ones that was horrible. Probably saw this in that post I sent you. Bubba Watson probably has the worst Masters dinner of all time.
What was it?
He's won it twice. He's won it twice, and his is pretty sure it's like a Cobb salad is his appetizer.
Ugh.
His entree is grilled chicken, and his dessert is confetti cake. Probably the worst Masters dinner
Ugh,
of all
so
time. And he's
boring.
won it twice. And he's won it twice. Imagine you're at the Masters dinner and that's
Keep it
what you
out,
have to
man.
eat the second time.
He doesn't want to be wasting money.
It's true. Maybe he wanted to save money. But I just think if you win the Masters, you gotta go all out. You gotta go all out on that menu because that's kind of like the main thing the players look forward to is the Masters dinner, I think. And obviously the green jackets, obviously, it's basically like the trophy of it. But There's a like if you win the Masters, there's a lot of shit involved, but like the dinner and the green jacket's kind of the main thing. But all right, if you do you want me to start off with my my menu,
I'll
my
go
Masters
first. I'll go
dinner?
first. I have no
You want
problem.
to go first? All
Yeah,
right.
I'll go first.
You set the tone.
Okay, so I had trouble picking this, but this is what I would find the most appetizing and an interesting
Okay.
meal for me. So I decided to go with a beef brisket platter slash sandwich that you can go with
This is for your entree?
my entree. Yeah. So
Okay,
I'll
so
start off with my entree, and then I'll
okay.
do my appetizer. Sorry, I should have
Okay. All right. So you said beef, you said a
beef
beef
brisket
brisket.
sandwich.
Ooh,
So
okay.
go along with side loaded tater tots and a Caesar salad as your meal.
Okay. Interesting.
Again, I'm a huge fan of brisket. I think it's one of the most flavorful tender meats. That's what she said. But definitely definitely a favorite of mine. The next
Okay.
thing I'd have as my appetizer would be um, calamari. Calamari is a classic favorite of
Fuck
mine.
off. You did not pick that.
What? Did you Oh, sorry. Did I steal something? Maybe, possibly.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
classic calamari with some spicy zesty sauce, and then Greek feta, as the keg is known for. The next thing I would do would be as your drink kind of, and as like just something that I love is goes well with like any sort of sandwich, especially burgers. But a beef brisket would be a nice cold chocolate shake as mine. So
Okay.
that would be, I saw that on Tiger Woods and I was like, oh, that looks,
Yeah, yeah, he's got some good menus, man. He kind of
yeah,
switches it up a little bit because he's won five of them. So he can
yeah,
basically like, he's kind of done a little bit of everything, I think,
yeah.
in his stuff.
So I
So
got
you
him
said
there.
chocolate shake for your like signature drink.
hmm
Okay.
And my
I like that
buddy,
play.
I'll reference actually, I'll mention, shout out my buddy Brad, who I work with, who's also, he's a big golf guy, huge golf guy. He
Yeah.
loves, yeah, he loves to do, he's booked off work on Sunday to watch the Masters. So,
Good man. Good
yeah.
man.
So it's like he says it's his Super Bowl. So he's a
Yeah.
big, he worked at a golf course.
Yeah.
So you
Master
guys would
Sunday
you
is
guys would get
oh my
along.
God.
Yeah, you guys would get
Master
along.
Sunday is fantastic. It's one of the best days in sports, in
And
my opinion.
he makes a very good um cookie skillet. So this like in a skillet
Okay.
pan cookie skillet with
You're
like,
kind of going with Scotty Scheffler's play. You like
yeah,
the
I
cookie
took
skillet,
little pieces and
right?
I love
Right.
that. So I've got like this nice cookie skillet with some vanilla ice cream, caramel
Like a
sauce, chocolate sauce,
chocolate chip cookie.
chocolate chip cookie all day.
I like
That
that. I
is
like that
my list right there. So yeah,
with ice cream. I like that. That's a good play.
it's a little bit rich with going along with the chocolate milkshake, but again, it's you don't have to eat the entire thing. You get a few bites, you get the
Right.
flavors. Yeah. So
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, good list. The reason why I was pissed off at your calamari play is because that was my appetizer.
yeah,
But I have, yeah, my appetizer, I went with a Caesar or a Greek salad.
nice.
I like to give it a little choice because I saw in like the other people's like Masters dinners that they gave like two different kind of things, or like you have like a choice that people did. So I'm gonna do yeah, Caesar or Greek salad because I know, some people kind of like either one. And then I did the calamari with it as well. Um, are you doing grilled or are you doing like fried?
Fried, easily like
Fried.
battered
Okay.
fried calamari.
Okay, I'll put that on there. Um, and then for my entree, I kind of did the same thing with the variety. I did like a platter, but like a barbecue platter. So what I'm doing is I got grilled chicken, um, cevape, which is like little like pieces of beef. It's a Croatian thing, Balkan thing.
Okay.
Um, cevape, and then I went with lemon pepper shrimp because I know some people like fish instead of eating um meat, so I put a fish option on there. And then for my sides, I did like a my dad does a good like he does like a pan with like a bunch of roasted potatoes and veggies. So I'm doing something similar to
Nice.
that. So I'm gonna do that with the veggies, and then the veggies would be like broccoli, carrots, um, cauliflower, shit like that. So like just a big pan of
Good.
roasted potatoes and veggies for the side. And then my dessert is what was my number one for last week on top five desserts. And you hate it, but I love it. It is freshly baked carrot cake.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with carrot cake. No option. People have to eat the carrot cake because it's the best dessert of all time. And then I added some people like to have coffee with their dessert, so I added a coffee, like a nice coffee. Or some people don't like coffee, so I added tea as well. So just bringing out the options. And
Nice.
then now that you added the chocolate shake, the drink, I added my own drink, and I think because it's fitting, because it's the golf,
Oh, I
it's
know what you're gonna do.
Masters related. I'm going with a transfusion.
Oh,
Um, and
I
you were
thought
probably
you're.
going to say John Daly
I
or
totally
Arnold
thought.
Palmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no,
Palmer.
I'm going to go with transfusion because like last year when I started experimenting with different drinks on the golf course, transfusion is definitely the best drink on the golf course, in my opinion. The triple bogey, that brand that does the transfusion is fantastic. So give me the transfusion, which is like if anyone doesn't know what it is, it's grape juice, ginger ale, and vodka. It's fantastic. So I'm gonna go with that as my drink
Cool.
of the dinner.
Good choices, my friend. Good choices.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know who's going to win this because people obviously have different tastes in
Hmm.
what they like to eat. But yeah, I think this was a good idea. And then next week, we will go back to our top fives.
Yeah.
Um, so anything else you'd like to add before we end it?
Um, no, I think that sums it up pretty well.
Okay.
Um, thank you all for listening to this episode. It's a quick one. It's not too long, actually.
Yeah,
Um,
we did a quick one because the last couple ones have been long.
yeah. So
We've
that's all good.
not much to talk about. Our teams are doing well, so
Yeah.
it's not much of
Yeah.
not much
No
ranting
too yeah, not
to.
too much ranting, but yeah, not gonna complain, not gonna be angry. But anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. We will talk to you guys all later. Cheers. Make sure to like, subscribe on the YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, uh, Spotify. We're on all those platforms. And cheers. See you very soon.